Welcome to the Gold Diggers community, where we are here to learn and earn together. Now, depending on what package you actually have will depend on the different types of access that you will have. But the very first thing that you will do is you will be in Gold Diggers, the main Gold Diggers. Now, what you want to do, first things first, is you want to make sure that you have downloaded the current apps, okay? You downloaded the Discord app, which is where you're going to get the community, okay? And you also have the likes of Zoom, hopefully, so that you can attend our Sunday sessions where we are going to be looking at the markets together when it comes to the trading, okay? So once you have the downloads, you would have received an email. And inside that email, it will give you some very clear instructions. Now, for security purposes, we do need a photograph of you sent to that email. And once that photograph is received, you then receive a link to be able to access the Discord community. Now, it's very important that your Discord app is downloaded before you click the link, because the link will only allow you to click it once. And if you haven't downloaded the link, then that link times out. The link is also time sensitive, and so it will time out within a 12-hour period. And so if you haven't clicked that link within 12 hours, it will also time out, and you'll have to reply back to that email in order to receive the link. Now, once you've got the link and you have access the community, there are some tabs inside the Discord community that you are going to want to be able to look at. Now, the first tab says, new members, read now, welcome. Really, really simple. You want to scroll right to the top of that, and it's going to give you a lovely welcome into the community and give you a little bit of an instruction on some of the things that you may need to do. First thing it tells you to do is to set your alarms for particular calls, which you will have access to, that's going to help you along your journey. It's also telling you to go through some of the steps that's going to help you to be able to start placing trades with us here in Gold Diggers community. It's also going to tell you to follow some communication realms, and please make sure you go through all of that as well. Now, on the 9 steps, that we have there, the first one you would have already done, which is the Discord app. The second one you should have already done as well, which is sending your photo across, and making sure that your name is correct. Now, if your name isn't correct to the sign up, you will potentially have access issues because it is sensitive to your name. So please ensure that you sign up with your correct name and your Discord name matches the name that you've signed up on to prevent limited access. Now, once you have made sure that your name is correct on the Discord app, what you then want to do is go ahead and download your demo app. For those of you that are brand new, and even not brand new, maybe you want to just practice on a demo, you can go ahead and download MetaTrader 5. Okay, MetaTrader 5 is what we trade with because we know that MetaTrader 4 is phasing out or phased out. And so MetaTrader 5 is an instant demo that you want to be able to download. Now, at this point, you then want to go ahead and open a live account. Now, the live account link is actually inside this section under step 4, where the link is there. It says MT5. You click that link, and then you're able to register your live account. Now, it's very important that these steps are done within the first 10 minutes of your sign up. You want to get the best out of your, your subscription. You want to make sure that you are, quite efficient with this. Now, you also want to link with the person who enrolled you into the community to help you if you are brand new to place a first trade. And I want you to write this down for me, half an hour. Within your first half an hour of sign up, you should have placed a trade inside the demo app minimum to show that you know how to place a trade. That's how simple and smooth our system is. You should be placing trades within a 30-minute time frame. If you are brand new, never traded before, the person who enrolled you should be able to show you exactly how to place a trade. It takes all of less than 5 minutes to be able to place a trade. This is where you're going to be able to see your risk. You're going to be able to see how simple it is to navigate, and also to check the section that says trades. This is where you're going to be copying the trades from and placing them into your MetaTrader 5. So inside the Discord, there is another section called trades, and that's where the trades are going to be coming from. The person who enrolled you, who helped you to get into the link, they will be able to tell you, okay, exactly how to translate those numbers from that, the trade section into your MetaTrader 5. Okay, within your first 30 minutes, you should have done that. Once you've placed and closed out your very first trade, you want to screenshot that bad boy, drop that into the community inside the section that says celebration chat, because we want to celebrate you. And you want to screenshot and put inside the celebration chat, I've just placed my very first trade, and we will all indeed celebrate you. Inside the celebration chat, you will also see lots of celebrations. You will see persons celebrating their trades, their wins. We celebrate withdrawals here. It's a big deal to celebrate, no matter how big nor how small. But I do want to remind you of our traders commitment. And I'm actually going to read out the traders commitment right now so that you're fully aware that everyone's journey is different. You will see some persons making large withdrawals. You'll see some persons making slightly smaller withdrawals, but you don't know how long that person has been trading for. You don't know how much that person has invested. You don't know how much that person has potentially lost over time, over years, in order to get the results that they have. And so it's very important that we understand that this is a skill set that can potentially pay you for the rest of your life. And so if this skill set is a skill set that can pay you for the rest of your life, you have to run your own race. Someone type, run my own race. You must run your own race. Have no reason to rush. Take your time. Get used to the buttons. Get used to your risk. Understand your own risk tolerance and do not compare yourself to others. It is very important that you run your own race. We want to celebrate you, each and every person, but it's very important not to be distracted by other person's results. Okay, very, very important that we do that. And it's our traders' commitment that we will run our own race. Very, very important. Now, as you can see inside the Discord channel, we carry on in the new members read now section. We continue there. So we're now starting to place trades on the demo, okay? And we are joining the Sunday sessions with myself, and we are now starting to take those trades. Now, Gold Diggers is a group for those that are currently competent in placing trades. It is not necessarily for beginners. Now, if you are somebody that wants to learn, you're somebody that wants a foundation, you want to be able to get more information, more understanding, then we have what we call Gold Diggers Plus. Now, inside Gold Diggers Plus, which is in the packages and upgrades section, you will be able to click a link there to upgrade to Gold Diggers Plus. Now, Gold Diggers Plus is where you're going to get an additional Tuesday call where you're going to have to be able to ask questions. You're going to go into the charts. You're also going to look at risk management. You're going to look at, charting up. You're going to look at the candlesticks. You're going to be able to really dive in to the education part of this skill set. You will also get a one-to-one with one of the phenomenal set of educators that we have here. And you will now have a 30-minute one-to-one with one of our educators. Now, when it comes to education, one of the things that we must understand is that it will take time. So that 30 minutes that you have, you're not going to learn absolutely everything. So my advice is you go to that one-to-one with a particular thing that you want to learn. If you're really new, maybe you want to start with entry points. Then you may want to go to stop losses. Then you may want to go into, risk management, working out pips, how to calculate, different parts of your trading. Don't go to that session without a clear idea on where it is that you want to go. So you want to be clear, okay, I'm a beginner. I really want to understand just how to get into the market. I really want to understand when to close. Okay, so that 30 minutes, and it is a strict 30 minutes. 30 minutes is going to help you to really understand the education side behind placing the trades. Okay. And that will also give you access to additional trade ideas as well. So inside Gold Diggers Plus, you'll see additional trade ideas in there, and you'll be able to get into the market that little bit more. Okay. Now, if you do sign up to Gold Diggers Plus, you will then receive an email confirming that you have signed up to Gold Diggers Plus. Now, usually it's within 24 to 72 hours, depending on how busy the team are. So please be patient. Once you get that email, you will then get the code sent to you on a private message inside the Discord community. And that will allow you into the Gold Diggers Plus. Okay. Now, if at any point you have any questions, any concerns, any complaints, you want to go into your email and respond to your original email with anything at all that you need any queries with, whether this be subscriptions, whether it be queries on your education, whether any questions at all in regards to administration, they go straight to the email via which you received the welcome from. Okay, so let's go back into the new members read now. We are now currently on step 7, where you are now starting to place live trades. So once you've been placing trades on the demo, and there is no rush. You know, some people come in and they do a couple of days on the demo and they're like, yep, I'm ready. Some people come in, and I've known people be on demo for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months practicing. There is no race here other than the race that you are running with yourself. Do not feel pressure to go live. And I know sometimes you can see, you know, some persons, as I said, you know, really doing well and earning, but you have to feel confident and comfortable in yourself before you are ready to go live. But once you go live, you'd have uploaded some money into your live account, okay? And now you're ready to start placing your live trade. Now, when you place your very first live trade, again, we want you to screenshot that, put that bad boy inside the community chat so that we can celebrate you again. And then it moves on to step 8, your very first withdrawal. You know, it took me 7 months to place my very first trade ever. And so that's why I laugh when I see how quickly we have people placing trades inside the community with no background whatsoever, because the system we have designed is so fast, it's so supersonic compared to the race that I had to run back when I first started. It took me 7 months to place the first trade and just under 2 years to make my first withdrawal. Okay, so we want to celebrate your withdrawals. And I know so many persons are seeing results so much faster, but I want to reassure you that if you've been here for a month and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm not getting it, you're so ahead of yourself, right? You are so much ahead of yourself. Take your time. This is a skill set that can pay you for life. Some of you have gone to university for 3 years and it hasn't paid you at all. But I'm saying if we can just focus, take that time brick by brick, you will begin to see results. And of course, step 9 is to set your alarm for the for the Sunday sessions, which are currently 11 p.m. UK time every single Sunday with myself. Now, what you also want to do inside the community chat, you will see here, step 3 is to watch the video and take notes. Now, this is the rules and lot sizes video. This is going to teach you about risk management. This is going to teach you about the rules of trading, how to stay patient, how to stay grateful, when to get into the market, when to get out of the market. And it's a beginner's video to help you to navigate yourself around risk management and how much you should be risking as a maximum when it comes to placing trades. Okay, so I'm really excited about that. Now let's look at some other tabs inside the Gold Digger session. You will also see a section that says 10 to 100K funded account. And I'm so excited to say that as of the 20th of July, 2025, we have been responsible for funding just over $5 million worth of funding that's gone out to everyday people that have been able to access OPM, other people's money, to be able to invest into the markets and make withdrawals. We've had some massive withdrawals. We've had withdrawals 1,000, 5,000, 10,000, 20,000. We've had a 50,000, and we are about to have 100, our very first 500,000 withdrawal. I want to shout out to those of you that have been withdrawing, that have been focused, that have been disciplined, that have been following the rules, and now we are seeing life-changing results. You know, at first, when you start to trade small, and you make your one, I remember my first trade, I made a whole 17 pounds, and I was really excited about that. And I dropped that in the community chat that I was in. And then somebody dropped that they made 1.4 million, and my 17 pounds didn't look so big after all. But I tell you this, someone said brick by brick by brick, that 17 pounds began to grow. And I want to encourage somebody today that never knocks small beginnings, because we now have access to funding that will enable those of you that maybe feel like your money is a little bit small, but now you can have access to some monies that will help you to be able to enter into the markets alongside the big players. And so there's a section there. Once you click that link, you will join the funding waitlist. And we do have a waitlist. And then what I want you to do is understand that once you get through the waitlist, there will be a few questions regarding your trading currently, whether you're trading on the demo or whether you're trading live, but just to make sure that you have the risk management mindset, that you're disciplined, that you also are somebody, you know, that is conscious of getting in and out of the markets. And so if you do want to be on that wait list, you want to click into the funded account section. It will allow you to go into that community wait list. And then once the list opens up, you will then be able to apply for that funding. But please, just make sure that you read all the rules, because the rules are quite strict. We go through them with you, but we want to make sure that we can give even more monies out there so that we can make these massive withdrawals. Okay, you'll also see inside the community a virtual boot camp. Now, the virtual boot camps are usually once a year. And so you want to look out for that once the notification comes to be able to be a part of the virtual boot camp, which is again once a year, which is phenomenal because it's intense, it's one-on-one with me, and you're able to really work on your trading, okay? We also have once a year the trading retreat. This is where you get to spend 3 or 4 days with me, trading with me, behind the scenes, how I trade, different strategies, working on your money mindset and your financial decisions and choices that are ultimately determining your destiny. We get to spend that little quality time together. Again, it's once a year. The applications are always open, but be ready for when that date is released, okay? We also go down, as we said, to the celebration chat where we celebrate. In there, you'll have the schedules. You also have the Zoom links. Now, this is where the links are normally produced. Now, I do just want to highlight to you there that the links are subject for those inside the community and not to be shared. Please do not share the links unless instructed separately, but the links are only for you to click into, not for you to copy and share. We then have the trade section, which is where you'll see the trade ideas. Okay, and it's very important that you don't just jump into the trade. Of course, you want to look at the price. You also want to look at the time that was put in and where the market is. There'll always be an entry price, and you want to look at the entry price versus where the price is now. Do not just jump into trades. It is a very risky business. We'll then also have tickets, events, and live meetings. So there will be trade shows happening, you know, all around the country as well as worldwide, where we will be having lock-ins, 24-hour lock-ins, where we will literally load up and come and trade. Anybody want to come to a trade show? Get ready. The trade show information will be inside the tickets and events and live meetings, okay? We also have the mindsets and previous Zoom calls. Now, this is one of the most underrated yet most important part of this skill set, your mindset. I know for sure that most people who have ever lost have not lost because the trade went bad. Most people lose because their mindset wasn't correct. They over leveraged. They went the wrong way. They didn't close out when they're supposed to. They held out longer. Greed took in. And so mindset is a fundamental strategy, a part of our trades. And we have mindset calls every morning at 7 a.m. And we also have a mindset on 9 p.m. UK time every Monday. And I advise you to tune into those calls. The same way you tune in to make money is the same way I want to encourage you to tune into the mindset calls. Get your mind in a place of gratitude. You know, gratitude is the attitude that's going to get you those profits in the marketplace. Most people underestimate the mindset. Most people don't tune into the mindset calls because they're more focused on the income, not realizing it's the mindset that's going to get them that income. You'll also see different books and prayer sections there for those of us, you know, that really want to make sure that our mind's in the right place. You know, we understand that life happens, situations can come about. And, you know, we always say never trade with the wrong mindset. But if you feel like your mind isn't in the right place, not just not trading, but why not ask for a prayer? If you're somebody that needs that extra, there's a prayer section there. There are some books that we've also recommended that can help with your mindset, that can help lift you up inside the book section as well. Now, I'll quickly go over to Goal Diggers Plus, which will enable you to type into that section there for your 30-minute appointment. I will state that that's the only way to get your 30-minute appointment, not private message, not email, not phone call. Inside the community is where you will ask for that 30-minute session. You'll also see the Goal Diggers Plus trades in there, and as well Zoom links for those that are Gold Diggers Plus members. Now, I want to encourage you as well that we have some phenomenal technology that we are able to share with you very, very soon that will enable you to help you with your trades even more. Between myself and the rest of the team, we are working constantly behind the scenes to be able to support and help and encourage each and every one of you to be able to maximize your trades. Those of you that make withdrawals, we want to hear about it. We also have certifications every Wednesday. It is Withdrawal Wednesday, and we are celebrating phenomenal results on the Wednesdays. I do want to just give a quick shout out to some of the individuals, and excuse me already if I miss, you know, somebody, but I've got a few here that I want to celebrate, and we will see what we have here. So first of all, we have Charmaine Barrett, 5,295 pounds withdrawal in 4 weeks. Can we give it up to Charmaine? We also have Simone Brown, who started off with 200 pounds and was able to grow that to over 600 pounds. She withdrew 200, left the additional 400 in there as well. Shout out to Simone Brown. Absolutely phenomenal results. Also, Lynette had a withdrawal of 300 pounds as well. Shout out to Lynette. We have Babatunde, 500 in 20 days with an additional 1,000 still in the account. Started off there with 200. We have our very own Andrea Bedward, 6,107 in 10 days worth of trading. Phenomenal. We have Lorene Cato, 54 pounds in 1 day, did 2 trades, started with 200 pounds and was able to withdraw 24 hours later. We also have Nirel, 1,393 in 10 days. Andrea did another 3,000 in 10 days. Tanya, that's Tantan, 2,502 in 10 days. Bev Kong, 864 in 10 days. Samantha Roach, 421 in 20 days. Tantan, we said Tantan already. We have Connie. Now, Connie's done a few. She had a small account, 59, and she did that in 3 weeks to 450. And then she had a bigger one. I'll look for that in a minute. Trevor, 1,046 in 10 days. My husband, Anton Sutherland, 1,902 in 10 days. Simone Stephen, a small account, 435 from 200. Then Simone went on to a bigger account, 7,058 in 14 days with a funded account. We have, who else do we have here? Let me just see if I've got some more. Josiah Nelson, 2,998 pounds in 10 days. We also have Charmaine again, 1,900 in 10 days. Danielle Blenheim, 200 in 5 days. Andrea again, 1,500. I'm going to get told off for missing some. Aaron, £200 in 1 day. Connie, again, 798 in 20 days. Nicholas Cox, 1,050 in 10 days. Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. So we have phenomenal results, guys. Absolutely amazing. Excuse me if I've missed you. I've just gone to some of my screenshots and I've just grabbed the ones that I could. But I just want to say absolutely amazing. Regardless of the amount, to be able to withdraw from the market is a phenomenal achievement. And I want to encourage you that your time is next. This is about being patient. It's about being disciplined. It's about removing distractions. It's about following one course until successful. That's what focus stands for. Follow one course until successful. It is about commitment. It's about patience. It's about avoiding greed. It's about gratitude. It's about being the person that is worthy of receiving that income. It's about dedication. It's about commitment. It's about risk management. It's about staying focused, not allowing other people's results to force you to over leverage, to whisper, to backbite, to talk, to wonder. But it's to encourage. We are a group of celebration. You know, anything that you want for yourself, celebrate what you want to attract in your life. It is so important to make sure that when you see somebody's results, that you give them high energy. I celebrate the same way I celebrate someone who's made £20 to somebody who's made 10,000. Celebrate, because whatever you celebrate, you attract into your life. I want to tell you real quick some of our trading rules to make sure that we're all on the same page. Number one is risk management. We want to make sure that we trade with the right risk management. If you have £100 in your trade account, you should be trading 0.01. If you have £200 in your trade account, it's 0.02. £300, 0.03. 400, 0.04. This is not a trick. It is very simple. I'm a simple person. I'm a very simple person. Your girl, Nikki Sutherland, is very, very simple. I like things simple. My brain can't take anything else. That's why my strategy is so simple. That's why I explain things so simply. We want to make sure that we keep our risk to the right way. So even if we lose a trade, we shouldn't be sweating. If you're trading crypto, if you're trading some of the high risk trades that we do, oil, Bitcoin, you know, NAS 100, US 30s, and any of those, you want to go half lot size. So you go half of what you usually would to give yourself that breathing space. Another rule is mindset. We want to make sure our mind is in the right place. Never trade when you're distracted. Never trade when you're desperate. Never trade when you're distracted away from what it is that you're doing. Dealing with the kids, arguing with a spouse, driving. Conviction. Make sure we trade with a heart of gratitude, peace, relaxation. The next rule is around the maximum trades open at any one time. 3. Don't have more than 3 trades open at once. That's where a lot of people go wrong. Too many trades open, it gets confusing. 3 trades open at any one time. The next rule, never trade without a stop loss. Never, ever, ever trade without putting your protection in place. Don't go into the trading streets without your protection. It is so important. Very, very important. Very, very important. Never, ever trade without that stop loss. The next rule I'm going to give to you is use your wealth plan. Use that wealth plan. In fact, I'm going to go through the wealth plan with you in a moment. If you haven't got a wealth plan, you need to make sure you have one. The next rule is we celebrate success, but we also call each other out in love. We do not do low vibrational mindsets. We don't over leverage. We don't encourage greed. We don't encourage negativity. We don't encourage pity party. We don't encourage complaining. We don't encourage bringing the energy down. We will call you out, but we're going to celebrate success. We call you out in love. We're going to celebrate success. It's a rule. We call each other out in love because it's going to save us. You know, the mindset is what's going to save us. It's what's going to help us. And so we call each other out in love, but we also celebrate the successes. Celebrate the successes. We celebrate them greatly. I'm going to see if I can share my screen with you. And we're going to have a look at the wealth plan. And I think it's very important to be able to have a look at the wealth plan. And whilst I'm getting that up, I'm going to tell you another rule, which is to check what's going on in the news. Okay? One of the things that's so important before we place any trades is to make sure that we know if there's anything crazy going on around the world that could affect our trades. So you're going to go over to forexfactory.com. In fact, let me see if I can share my screen for you all. Now, forexfactory.com is going to share with you the news that's happening around the world. Okay, and you can see today we have 2 red folders. Okay, Japanese yen all day today, New Zealand dollar 11:45 p.m., which is now. Okay, now if it's a red folder, we don't want to trade that currency 1 hour before or 1 hour after. We want to allow the market to settle back down after the red folder. What does the red folder mean? The red folder means that something crazy could be happening around the world at that time, and potentially it can make the trade very unpredictable. So if we see red folders, we know that that particular currency may be a little bit volatile, okay? Now I'm looking here for tomorrow. We can see there are no red folders here. We see orange, we see gray, we see yellow. I don't mind those, but it's the red ones. And if you remember, red equals danger. That's going to keep you remembering that we want to avoid red folders, okay? Avoid the red folders. So before you trade every day, you should be looking at forexfactory.com to check if there are any red folders, all right? Now, the wealth plan is compounddaily.org/calculator, okay? And this is where we're going to calculate to help us remain disciplined. Now, I know there's some big ballers that are watching this that want to grow their accounts by 5, 10, 15, 20% a day. But I want to challenge you. Consistency, small over time is so much better than attempting to go big and lose it. In fact, one of my sisters said the other day, she said, small profit is better than big loss. Amen, somebody, right? And so what we want to do is we want to look at 3% a day, okay? Now, to put it into perspective, how many of you get 3% a day from your bank? No. 3% a day is phenomenal. So we're going to stick to 3% as you grow. I know some people are on 5, 10, 15%, but we want to go really safely at 3%. Now, you're going to put at the top the amount that's in your trade account right now. And maybe you want to start with, I don't know, you may start with 500, for example. And you're looking here at 3% a day, and maybe you want to compound over a 90-day period. Now, back in the days when I first started, I used to leave all the money in the account for 90 days and then withdraw it. But then there was something that I realized that made me even more excited was when I was making withdrawals. So instead of leaving the whole amount in, I now change it to 90%, and I pay myself 10% every day of my profit, and I keep the rest inside that account. No to trading weekends. And let's calculate potentially what we could do if we stuck to just 3% every single day over a 90-day period. So I want you to imagine this. You put 500 in your trade account, and you've been taking the trades from Gold Diggers and Gold Diggers Plus, and you are very simply just copying those trades. Now, day one, you make £15, you close your trade, you stop for the day. Someone say stop. Stop for the day. Now your balance is 500 and 13.50 because you withdrew that 10% of £1.50. You then move on to now doing 3% of the new balance. So now you're going to make that 15.41, add that to your new balance, and then boom, you now withdraw £3.04. Now, some of you are like, Nikki, this is a bit like, small, but let's go down to 30 days of just compounding small. So on day 30, you now make £32 and your balance is now £1,111 and you're now withdrawing $67.98 a day. Does anybody on this call want to make even an extra £67 a day? Would that make a difference? In fact, I'm going to get my calculator up right now to see what an extra 67 a day for 31 days, that is an extra £2,077 a month on top of what you are already making. Can you see how sometimes some people overcomplicate this thing? That if you can just do small, compound over time, that you could really begin to change your life just from simple disciplines. Some persons, what they want to do is come in and go all big and and they end up losing because of a failure to be disciplined with the small. Now, this is a free website that you can go on, compounddaily.org/calculator. And you're going to be able to input those figures. You don't need to sign up to anything. You don't need to pay for anything. It's a free calculator that you can use and you can play around with it depending on your account. So let's carry on. So 60 days of compounding. Day 60, you've only made 72 for the day. You're still under £100 a day worth of profit. And look, your 500 that you started with is now 2,472. And now you're earning 219 a day. Someone say a day because 219 for the day in a month is £6,789. In fact, that's every day. Let's do 20 days. Okay, so 219 times 20. We're looking at 4,380 extra a month just by doing small. I wonder if there's somebody listening to this that's disciplined enough to do small. And then after 90 days of compounding, the most you've made in a day, 160, and now the balance from just 500 is 5,499, and you're now withdrawing 555 every single day from doing small and just copying some trades. Now, some persons will finish their 90-day plan in 30 days. Some persons, it will take 120 days, 200 days. What do I mean? Well, let's say day one, you went into the markets, you went to make 15, but in actual fact, you made over 100. So instead of just ticking one, you're going to jump straight down to day 6. You'd have hit 6 days worth of your compound in one day. So you're now on day 6. Let's say, for example, you only made £30 that day. All right. And it didn't quite make your day 9 because day 9 is 635. You will stay on that day 8 until you've passed it. So this is also to incorporate losses, incorporate days where maybe it hasn't gone so well, where the market's been a bit, sometimes the market's choppy. Every day is a fishing day, but not every day is a catching day. This is why we have to be safe inside the market, safe inside these investing streets. But the compound plan is there to guide you. My advice, especially to my, one-on-one students, is to print this off. Print it off and be able to tick it off every single day. Give yourself that motivation. They say goals is a fuel of motivation. When you have a goal, it can really help you to lock in and be focused. I would advise every trader never to trade without a compound plan. Never. Now you can play around with this. So let's say you've just finished this compound plan and now you have a balance of 5,500 and you withdraw that 5,500 and say, do you know what? I only take my 500 initial back. So I'm going to start again, but this time I'm going to go in with 5,000. Boom. Let's have a look at what that looks like. So now 5,000 over a 90-day period. After day 1, it's 150. Okay, now we'll be drawing that 15 a day. After day 30, we're looking at 324. Withdrawing, now the balance is 11,000 after 30 days. Withdrawing 679. And then you have, boom, 90 days, 1,600 in a day, 54,993, withdrawing 5.5 a day. This is where we start talking house deposits. This is where we start talking investing. This is where we start talking, I remember when my husband first bought our first restaurant, and it was from compounding. And I was so proud to see that, he was really so diligent when it came to really focusing inside these markets. So now you have choices. Now you start to have options on what it is that you want to do. Now, let's say, for example, you're now like, Nikki, listen, I think I'm ready for some funding. I'm ready to have some money up in these streets. And you start with a 100K trade account. Boom. Now you're looking at some serious money, guys. This is where you hear some of the testimonials where people are now starting to, to really make these big withdrawals. A lot of the withdrawals have come from 25,000 funding. Some people have now upgraded to 50,000, 100,000. We even have up to 300,000 worth of funding that we are able to give to everybody who qualifies, for discipline factors, right? Who says, listen, I'm ready. I'm disciplined. I'm ready to get into these markets, and I'm ready to do it the right way. Okay. And now look, 100,000 day one, we're now looking at 3,000. Now looking at withdrawing 300, 102,700. After 90 days of compounding that's 32,000 in a day. Okay, we're looking at here now 109,000 withdraw, 111,000 withdrawal. And now we're focusing on, we're doing bits now. Now we're focusing on the $1 million mark, the £1 million mark. The sky is the limit. And I want to encourage you today that as you go through your trading journey, don't take this thing lightly. You're going to get in, you're going to get out what you put in. Doesn't matter whether you work full time. Doesn't matter if you are a student, doesn't matter if you're running a business, running a household, you got the children, whatever it is, this market is open 24 hours a day. It is available to us. We now can play alongside the big boys, alongside the banks. But don't think that you're going to get everything in 1 month, even in 6 months. You got to give it time. Anything worth doing is going to take time. It's going to be frustrating at times. There's going to be losses at times. There's going to be times where you say, is this really for me? Yes, it is. The enemy would have you X yourself out. The enemy will tell you it's too hard. The enemy will tell you, but it's not hard. It's just new. And I promise you, if you stick at it, if you stay focused, don't look for quick hits. There's so many people that get distracted and end up getting scammed, and want to go behind the scenes and get extra things and do things. Listen, just stay focused. The people that are seeing the most results are the people that are focused, are the people that are staying on one race. No distractions, no extra thoughts. Don't let anything distract you away from getting what's yours. We finally got a chance to balance this wealth plane, and I want to encourage you to stay the course. I want to encourage you. And I also want to encourage you to save this video so that you can watch it back. Watch it back every couple of months. Watch it back once a month. Whatever it is to keep your mind going, because some of the stuff you hear today will mean something different to you in a month or 2 months or 6 months' time. And so stay focused, stay disciplined, and let's make sure that we get these trades, we catch these pips brick by brick, and we begin to change the lives of all of those individuals that we want. The last thing I'm going to say to you is assign your trade account for one thing. When you make that first 100, what's it going to be? When you make that first £100, I want you to write down, what is that withdrawal going to be? Is it a phone bill? Is it a present for your mom? Is it dinner? What is that first £100 going to be for you? Write it down, send it to the person who invited you, put it in the community, your wife. When you make your first 1,000, what is that going to be? Your first 5,000, what's that going to be for? Your first 10,000. You see, if you can assign your why to the account, it will hold you from taking certain crazy risk. It will stop you from getting greedy, but keep you focused. This is for the car. This is for the car. I'm so proud of my husband. He just bought a car the other day, from his trading, right? The other day, I had a car accident. My car blew up. And instead of sitting there waiting for the insurance, I just went and bought a new car. These are the possibilities and the options we have when we are able to make ourselves independent, away from waiting for anybody else to feed us. How many of us are ready to feed ourselves? How many of us are ready to be on the inside of streets where they didn't invite us? The big boys have been playing in these streets for a very long time. The big boys have been in these markets for a long time. This is what the wealthy teach their children for decades, for centuries. And now we get a chance to be a part of it. And I'm encouraging you to stay the course. I'm encouraging you to keep your head focused and keep your eyes on the prize. And so I'm excited for your journey. I'm excited to see you on the inside. I'm excited for everything that you're going to do. I'm excited for your celebration. I'm excited to see you celebrate others. And don't be shy when you're in the community. You're not new. You're not new. You're family. You're in straight away. So go in and get busy, get chatting, get friendly, get excited, because your energy, where your energy flows, that's where the money goes. So welcome again to the Gold Diggers Academy. Welcome to our community where you are blessed and highly favored. And we are unapologetic about praying over those trades, where that we've gone through the tangibles, but the intangible is that we are girded by prayer. And when Nehemiah was building the walls, not only did he weep, he prayed first. He cried out to God and he said, listen, God, I need a strategy. And that strategy was delivered, which gave him results in record-breaking time. So my prayer for you today is that because of your prayer, because of your obedience, because of your heart, you begin to see results in record-breaking time. Welcome to the Rebuild, guys. God bless you. Have a phenomenal, phenomenal journey. It is your girl, Nikki Sutherland, here, founder of the Rebuild community, and I'm excited to see what it is that you do with us. God bless.